As we get older, our bodies just don't absorb nutrients as efficiently as they used to. And that means that even if you're eating a balanced diet, you could still end up with a vitamin deficiency. So what does that mean for you? Well, it can have an impact on pretty much everything, from your energy levels and immunity to your mood and overall health. So that's why in this video, we put together 9 dangerous vitamin deficiencies that are super common in people over 60. We'll also walk you through the early signs that you should never ignore. Calcium is a mineral that helps keep our bones strong and healthy. Iron helps our red blood cells carry oxygen around our body, muscles working properly and helping us make proteins and RNA. But here's the thing. As we get older, our bodies don't absorb magnesium as easily as they used to, which can lead to a deficiency. Now, this might not seem like a big deal, but a magnesium deficiency can cause some pretty nasty symptoms like muscle twitches, anxiety, and an irregular heartbeat. So to avoid this, it's important to eat foods that are high in magnesium, like nuts, seeds, whole grains, and dark chocolate. Now, vitamin A is a fat-soluble vitamin that's important for a lot of things like helping us see in the dark, keeping our skin healthy, and boosting our immunity. But here's the thing. As we get older, our bodies might not absorb vitamin A as well as they used to, which can lead to a deficiency. Now, this might not seem like a big deal, but a vitamin A deficiency can cause some pretty nasty symptoms like night blindness, dry skin, and getting sick more often. So if you're noticing any of these symptoms, it might be time to boost your vitamin A intake by eating more carrots, liver, dairy, and orange-colored fruits. But here's the catch. As we get older, our bodies start to absorb less iron, which can lead to a deficiency. Remember, as we get older, our bodies change and we need to make sure that we're getting all the nutrients we need to stay healthy and active. So if you notice any of the symptoms we talked about today, it's important to chat with your healthcare professional. They can help you figure out if you're deficient in any of these vitamins and what you can do to improve your levels. Remember, knowledge is power, and the more we know about our bodies, the better we can take care of them. So if you found this video helpful, please give us a thumbs up and share it with your friends and family. Together we can make sure that we and our loved ones stay healthy and happy for years to come. Now, this is especially true for women who have gone through menopause because they lose a lot of iron through their periods. Iron deficiency can cause some not-so-good symptoms like tiredness, pale skin, and dizziness. But luckily, there are plenty of foods that are high in iron that we can eat to boost our levels. These include red meat, legumes, and green vegetables. If you're worried about your iron levels, it's always a good idea to chat with your healthcare professional who might recommend iron tablets. But here's the thing. As we get older, our bodies don't absorb calcium as well as they used to. This means that if we're not getting enough calcium in our diet, we could end up with a deficiency, which can lead to problems like osteoporosis, which is when our bones become weak and brittle. So how do we avoid this? Well, it's important to eat foods that are high in calcium, like dairy products, leafy greens, and fortified foods. And if that's not enough, there are also calcium supplements out there that can help top up our levels. Just remember to chat with your healthcare professional before starting any new supplements. Now, before we get into the video, we'd love for you to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications for weekly health tips tailored for Aussies over 60. Okay, let's get started. No. 1. Vitamin B12. Now, vitamin B12 is an essential nutrient that our body needs for a bunch of important things like keeping our nerves and brain healthy. It's making red blood cells and keeping our DNA intact. The problem is our body doesn't produce B12 on its own, which means we need to get it from the food we eat or supplements. But here's the catch. As we get older, our stomach starts producing less of a substance called intrinsic factor. All right, now let's move on to number 2 on our list, vitamin D. We all know that vitamin D is good for our bones, right? But did you know that it's actually made by our skin when it's exposed to sunlight? Yeah, so it's kind of like a natural sunscreen. Our bodies absorb UV rays from the sun and use them to make vitamin D. But here's where things get a bit tricky. As we get older, our skin starts to thicken, which makes it harder for those UV rays to get through and do their magic. And let's face it, most of us aren't spending as much time outdoors as we used to. So this can lead to a vitamin D deficiency, which can cause bone pain, muscle weakness, and a whole lot of other problems. The good news is that we can boost our vitamin D levels by spending a bit of time in the sun and taking supplements. So chat with your healthcare professional about how much sun you need and what kind of supplement would work best for you. Next up, we've got calcium. Now, this one is super important for our bones and teeth. Now let's talk about iron. This is another important nutrient that our bodies need to stay healthy. All right, next up, we've got magnesium. Now, magnesium is a mineral that our bodies need for a lot of different things, like keeping our nerves. Now, we all know that vitamin C is great for our immune system, but did you know that it also helps our bodies absorb iron better? That's right. Vitamin C is an essential nutrient that our bodies need for a lot of different things, like keeping our skin healthy, helping us heal from wounds, and boosting our immune system. But here's the thing. As we get older, our bodies might not absorb vitamin C as well as they used to, which can lead to a deficiency. Now, this might not seem like a big deal, but a vitamin C deficiency can cause some not-so-great symptoms like easy bruising, slow healing of cuts and wounds, and bleeding gums. So if you're noticing any of these symptoms, it might be time to boost your vitamin C intake by eating more citrus fruits, strawberries, tomatoes, and capsicum. All right, now let's talk about folate, which is also known as vitamin B9. Folate is a B vitamin that's really important for a lot of different things in our bodies, like making new cells, preventing birth defects, and helping our brains work properly. But here's the thing. As we get older, our bodies might not absorb folate as well as they used to, which can lead to a deficiency. Now, this might not seem like a big deal, but a folate deficiency can cause some not-so-great symptoms like brain fog, irritability, and weakness. So if you're noticing any of these symptoms, it might be time to boost your folate intake by eating more leafy greens, legumes, and fortified grains. Next up on our list is zinc. Now, zinc is a mineral that our bodies need for a lot of different things, like helping our immune system fight off infections, healing wounds, and making proteins and DNA. But here's the thing. As we get older, our bodies might not absorb zinc as well as they used to, especially if you're taking medications for acid reflux. That means that if we're not getting enough zinc in our diets, we could end up with a deficiency, which can cause some pretty nasty symptoms like loss of taste or smell and poor wound healing. So if you're worried about your zinc levels, it's important to eat foods that are high in zinc like shellfish, beef, seeds, and whole grains. You can also chat with your healthcare professional about zinc supplements. But remember, it's always important to follow their advice. And last but not least, we've got vitamin A, so there you have it. 9 dangerous vitamin deficiencies that are common in people over 60.